They know it's my channel, even if you're also here.
I'm taking over, it's my channel.
Excuse you, bitch. You have your own channel. Hi.
Hold on. We're just gonna do this.
That's my angle. I like to be seen from below so we can get the most under chin possible.
Yes.
Hi, it's
Hi.
Erica. Welcome back to my channel. This is my best friend Frida. You might know her because we have a channel together. It's a very creative name.
Erika and Frida.
Yeah, because it's our
Could you
names,
guess it?
but both of them, because we're both on that channel. So you might be like, what the fuck is Frida doing on Erica's channel?
Let
We
me
come
explain.
here to escape Frida. You know, we don't want to see her anymore.
I'm sorry.
But I'm sorry, I just didn't feel like filming this video by myself, so I
Yeah, she's drunk. She was like, can you please get a video with me? And I was like,
I want to
absolutely.
chat.
Give me a shout out.
I want to chat.
Yes.
So, this video is about the Netflix show Dark. Because I was thinking the other day, you know, they say, do what you love. And I was like, what do I love?
Who told you that?
They say it. You said that? I was having these thoughts, you weren't even home.
We've talked about this like a couple weeks ago, a month ago. Maybe?
Yeah, but I didn't think of it myself until like 3 days ago. And so even if we talked about it before, I don't remember that.
Okay.
And that your insight and wisdom had nothing whatever to do with my
Definitely wasn't.
Never mind.
Yes.
Anyway, so yeah, I was like, well, they say do what you love. What do I love? I love drinking wine and watching foreign shows on Netflix, especially the sci-fi ones. And I was like, wow, wish I could monetize that. And I was like, wait, I have a YouTube channel. That's literally the only way to monetize something like that, is you use your YouTube channel to drink wine and talk about your foreign Netflix shows. So, Dark. It's a German show. It's sci-fi. It's time travel. And I watched the whole thing before. I just made Frida watch the entire thing with me. So we binged it in a few days. And season 2 comes out. What fucking day is
Tomorrow.
it? June 21st.
Yeah.
But when am I going to publish this video? I'm going to publish it pretty soon then. But it doesn't really make sense to post a season 1 video after season 2 has already come out. Like,
Well,
I'm probably going to have to film a season 2 video.
Yeah, but you'd have to post it today if it's gonna come out before.
All right.
Okay.
Season 2 comes out today, June
21st.
21st. Yes! And so you are gonna need to rip through season 1. If you haven't watched the show yet, we're gonna explain to you why it's so good. And then we're gonna recap season 1 in case you did watch it and you're like, oh, I don't remember too good. Like, what happened?
I rely on him for all of that.
Bitch, you just watched it too.
No, I mean, you're my recapper.
That's true. I'm a recapping expert, mostly because I watch a lot of television.
I just don't have time.
And Frida's always at work because she's like responsible or whatever. Who cares? And so we'll start watching a show together, and then I will keep watching it when she's not here. And then I'll be like, no, I want to still watch it with you, but from where I'm at. And so then I just recap all the episodes that I've watched without her, and I just tell her what happened. But she loves it.
No, it's actually good. Like, it's just funny because she'll be like, oh, we should watch this show. And I was like, you're not gonna stop watching while I'm not home, are you? And she's like, no.
I can't. If it's that good, am I gonna be able to
I'll
not
just
watch
tell
it?
you what happens. And at first I was like, okay, all right. But then
you realize it's really very entertaining.
she has a very good memory and very detailed memory, so it works out.
That's the thing. I am not just, you know, subtly watching television. I am watching it.
I'd be like, if someone came over and then something bad happened, and then I think someone died maybe, and that would be my recap.
And that's why you should watch Dark season 1. Okay, my biggest reasons why you should watch Dark on Netflix. So it is German, and so it is subtitles, and just suck it up, bitch. Learn how to read, because
it's that good.
Also, Netflix has so many good foreign shows right now, and if you just learn how to read, you can open up your mind. You can open up your world and watch some shows that are really, truly excellent.
Yeah.
And
This is true. We both know German. I should preface by saying this.
Yeah, we're a little biased because
Yeah.
like I am German, she knows German. But I watch a lot of shows of languages I don't speak, and it's still fun. So
I don't.
well, that's why it's not your channel.
Yeah.
Well, it's also I started this channel before I ever met you. Okay. Anyway, so why do I love this show so much? Because first of all, there are so many fucking twists. Like, you do not know what's gonna happen. You are constantly surprised. It's so fun and engrossing. It's like constant cliffhangers. The characters are so good. The actors are so good. It's beautiful cinematography, fascinating like sound and music. It's just like, it's really an experience to watch it. And so like, it is great to watch on a TV. Like, you could watch it on your phone, but it's cool to watch it on TV if you can.
A larger screen of some sort, for sure.
Yeah, like let's rent an IMAX theater and then watch all 10 hours in a row.
No, like, you know, a computer or laptop.
IMAX theater. Let's go. All of us now. And so, yeah, the actors are, they are so good. So there are some actors that play like younger and older versions of the same people.
Yeah.
And I literally cannot believe that, like, I was thinking about it, how like in real life, those teenagers who are from the 80s are like the same age as the teenagers from today, and they probably like hang out together. Because I'm like, no, that's the teenage version of Ulrich. Like, he exists in the 80s.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's no way.
It's really
like
the really trippy ones are the ones that are like little kids, but then they're also really old. Like Helge.
Yeah,
Who's
when
like,
you see them
he's
as
like
kids and
10
as
or
old
11,
people.
and then he's like 60,
Yeah.
65, something like that. It's just
75.
75.
Yeah, so, and the casting is so good where you will be like, oh yeah, that is the young version of that person.
And
like,
it's not like, oh, they have the exact same haircut and same clothes.
no, it's not like that. They just
all.
look alike. They just have the same essence. Like, just
Because
the
that's
casting
kind
is
of a
that
cop
good.
out that a lot of shows do if it's almost the younger version.
Oh wow, they've had a bowl haircut for 30 years.
Yeah, the same
Fascinating.
scrunchie, red scrunchie for 20 years. I don't think so.
I don't think so. And something cool about this show, which is true of a lot of foreign shows, and it is not true of American shows, is they actually look like real people. Because, you know, in American shows, everyone is gorgeous and has perfect hair, and you know, all their detectives are wearing like stilettos and like
a glam
like
makeup
silly.
and lash. Yeah.
And like most of these chicks on the show have like no makeup. They're like wearing a raincoat. Sometimes always wearing a raincoat. Every woman in Germany dresses like a lesbian. I will say that.
That's true. No makeup.
Like, that would be a fun game to play. European or lesbian.
I've actually seen someone play that game on like YouTube. Yeah, it's a thing.
Well, damn, you think you invent something. But I love it. Like, they're just my gorgeous butch German queens.
Yes.
Um,
Besides one woman in one of the time periods.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We want to. Okay. Yeah.
We'll get into that.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll be honest. I kind of have a crush on modern day Catalina. You know, she's the principal and Ulrich's wife. I think she's kind of hot.
Really? I
Yeah.
don't think she's hot at all.
Well, I just do. Okay. Anyway,
She's very much a mom.
she is a hot mom, which is a category of mom.
Yeah, that is a category of mom.
Yeah.
Correct.
So, yeah, what did you like about the show? Because I know you got really into it. You were just as passionate about it as me. Why'd you like it so much? Why should they all go watch it right now?
It's a super intriguing storyline, and yeah, like Erika said, there is constant cliffhangers, and it really sucks you in. Like, it's a world that you get sucked into, and you cannot, like, I would stay up until like 1 a.m. watching this show when I needed to get up at like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
It's dumb, but like I couldn't stop watching it.
Yeah.
It has like, you get obsessed kind of, and that's how I like my shows.
Yeah. Yeah. it's really cool because it's sci-fi and it's time travel and it's all these like big kind of questions and themes, but then it's also just like character driven, and because you do see people at different times throughout their life, a lot of it is just about like the choices that make you who you are and who you are as a young person versus an older person,
you know?
And and are we like destined to be on a certain path, or do we get to choose it? And so
do we ever have the choice?
Yeah, it's really interesting for that reason.
Yeah, no, I found it, and also from just a personal perspective, I took German for like 6 years, and I have not really kept it up, and so it was really fun to watch it in German. So if you have taken any sort of German classes, then it is really fun, because also it's just a refresher. Like when you hear people talk for a long time in a language that you kind of know, then you start catching up again. So.
Yeah, because I was born in Germany. German is my first language, but I haven't spoken it regularly since I was a little kid. I don't really have any opportunities to do that, and so it was so nice just to like hear it and like get it back in my ear.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So should we recap this bitch? Okay, so that was all non-spoilers. If you do not want any spoilers, you need to turn this shit off and go watch Dark. But if you've already seen it and you want to recap before season 2
comes out,
that's what we're gonna do right now. What you have to remember basically is it's all centered on this town, Winden, and there is a hole in time there, which was actually created by Jonas when he is an older adult. And he thinks he's closing the time hole by making this explosion using cesium, and but he's actually the one that creates the time hole to begin with, because one of the big themes about the show is that the past influences the future and the future influences the past. So it's impossible to say really
what came first.
Yes, because it's in a circle. And so it's in these 3 different time periods of 1953, 1986, and 2019. And at the very end, we do see a little glimpse of the future. We don't know what year that is. I guess I would assume it would be 33 years later.
Yes.
And because every 33 years, basically all the like stars and planets are aligned exactly the same way they were 33 years ago. And so that's why this time hole, it just transports people 33 years, one way or the other. So at the very beginning of the show, we see somebody kill himself. This is Michael. He's Jonas's father. And what we find out eventually is that his name was originally Mikkel. He was a kid in 2019 who traveled back in time by accident to 1986, could never figure out how to get back. And so he just lived the rest of his life. And he ended up marrying Hannah. He ended up having Jonas as his kid. And then so eventually he sees, himself be born. Be born and be a little kid. Like that must have been trippy as heck. And like eventually he'll like see his own parents as like adults, but he'll have to just pretend to like be their friend or like not know them very well or whatever he did. Instead of being like, Dad. And then he kills himself before the date that he goes back in time, but we never find out why through the whole first season, why he felt he had to do that.
I still have no explanation as to why, because it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, if everything loops, then why did he need to die?
My best guess is that he did not want to do anything that might mess up the fact that he did go back in time, the way it all went, because that Jonas's entire existence is predicated on the fact that Mikkel goes back in time and stays there. So Jonas is also confronted with this when he tries to go at some point and try to rescue Mikkel and bring him back to the future. And then the future version of himself, which he doesn't know is the future version of himself, comes back and is like, you cannot bring Mikkel to the future because he is your dad. I know it's hard to believe. He's a kid. It's weird, but it's true. And if you bring him back to the future, you'll never be born, bitch. Is that what you want? not everything here is happening on accident. There are some forces of potential good and evil. We have someone named Noah who is he's a priest. Yeah. And he's being helped by Helge, who is, I think he's just kind of mentally disabled from his brain injury.
Yes.
Because I think he's sweet, but he is like,
he's got
easily convinced.
Yeah, because he got hit in the head quite hard as a kid.
By Ulrich. Yeah, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that, but yeah.
So, Noah and Helge are performing experiments on little boys to try to create their time machine. They are trying to figure out how to travel through time, but it's not working at first, or it is kind of working. They're traveling through time, but they're not showing up alive.
Yeah.
And so this starts with the disappearance of Mads in 1986. And then eventually Mads' body shows up in 2019. It looks like he just died like 10 days earlier.
Yeah, even though I've been missing for 33 years.
Yeah, because he really did travel through a hole in time. And so there are other kids that go missing during the course of the show, and that is because they are being used in this experiment by Noah. And we don't really know, we never find very much out about Noah, except that
he seems evil.
He seems evil. And well, he's totally fine with murdering children to pursue the dream of time travel, which is really bad.
That is bad.
Like, no matter how much you want something, you cannot murder children for it.
We don't have any motive as to why he's doing this.
Like, why he wants to travel through time?
Yeah.
That's true, we don't.
We don't know.
All we know is, so he is Ulrich's grandfather.
Yep.
And he was, because he was married to Ulrich's grandma, and she just basically says he was not a good person. So all we know is, this guy is not good, okay? He's like, not a good guy. And he's creepy.
That's true.
He's creepy.
He is creepy.
You know, he's a priest, but he has a lot of back tattoos.
Always eerie music.
Yeah. And like, who wants to hang out with that many little boys? He's a weirdo.
Yeah. Let's talk about his wife.
Okay. All right. The guest lesbian on the show would like to talk about the #1 reason she's been watching Dark.
This didn't happen until later in the show.
I know, but then it was the only thing you cared about.
Oh yeah. Of course. So Noah the priest, his wife and Ulrich's grandma, is named Agnes, and that is set in 1953, and that's where she lives, and she's this gorgeous, glamorous woman.
She's really gorgeous,
and she has a kid who is like 13 or something.
20, yeah. Who's Ulrich's father.
Exactly. And turns out that she is totally gay and tries to hit on
Egon's wife, Egon Tiedemann.
Because they're like renting a room with them basically because she's no longer with Noah. And my heart dropped, and then I was obsessed. Yeah, because there's some gay shit. Well, it's like the hand touch. They're like folding laundry, and then they're like, ooh.
Oh my god. Yeah. I mean, at one point she straight up to the girl, and the girl
yeah, that's true. She gave her a dress, and then she hugged her from behind.
Yeah, and the girl was like, oh god. Yeah,
I mean, same.
I think she came right then. She's like, oh my god, I'm going to hell. So yeah, that's really a tiny part of the show. But it was the biggest part of the show to Frida.
No, but it was a big
we haven't even talked about Ulrich yet.
Yeah.
So Ulrich is one of the main characters. He is the father of Mikkel, who travels back in time, who becomes Jonas's father.
Yes.
And
the brother of Mads, who's disappears.
And in the present day 2019 era, he is a police officer who is trying to investigate these disappearances.
Yeah.
And you know, at the beginning, nobody thinks that time travel is a part of this because they're all living in the real world. They're sane people.
Yeah.
And but after a while, he's like, wow, this kid corpse we got does look a lot like my brother who disappeared 33 years ago.
Yeah, and we should say that most of the show is centered around the characters in 2019 are the main characters. Like,
yeah, 2019 is the main storyline, and then they go back to 1986 some, and they go back to 1953 only a little bit near the end of the season.
Yeah.
But I love when they go back. I mean, my favorite one is always seeing Mikkel in 1986. That's my favorite. Because he's a little kid from 2019 who loves magic, and he's just transported to 1986. And he's like trying to figure out life, and he's so adorable. I love him. But yeah, so Ulrich, he does end up figuring out, oh shit, this is a time travel thing.
Yeah.
And the kids are getting kidnapped by Helge, but not in not in 2019 when he's 75 years old, in 1986.
Yeah.
And so he basically figures out, oh, the cave is like, I think the time machine, so I'm gonna like crawl through there. But then he accidentally goes all the way back to 1953. He acts a fool. He doesn't know what he's doing. He freaks everyone out. He's basically running around everywhere, blood on his face, acting like a crazy person.
Wearing zippers and like zip-up jackets.
Yeah, he like leaves his phone laying around. He's a stupid hoe. But to be fair, he's very worried about Mikkel. He thinks that maybe Mikkel has been killed. He's looking for him. So he's in worried dad mode the whole time. Not like smart time traveler mode.
Yeah.
Yes. And so he goes back to 1953, and so he has figured out, he doesn't know about Noah at all, but he has figured out that Helge is kidnapping the kids. Yeah. And so he runs into Helge, who is like 10 years old at the time, and he's like, it's the killing baby Hitler paradox. He's like, hey, if I murder Helge, the other kids will never get murdered. My son will never go missing, even though Mikkel was not kidnapped, but he does not know that. Yeah. And so he fucking beats child Helge in the head with a brick.
Yeah. And tries to kill him.
He thinks he killed it.
He thinks he does.
Yeah.
And he pulls him down into a basement and locks him in the basement.
He thinks he straight up killed him. Yeah. But the thing that really is interesting, and this is the whole time loop thing, is so he really scars Helge's face, and he really messes up his ear and stuff. And we've always seen Helge like this. He's always had this.
As an adult.
Yeah. Yes. And this is also why he's kind of brain damaged, and why he is so susceptible to Noah's influence. Mm-hmm. And so really it ends up being Ulrich's fault in the first place that Helge is even involved in this stuff. Yeah. Because he's a sweet person, and I think if he still had his full mental faculties, he wouldn't be convinced by Noah like that, and he wouldn't take part in this stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, that's just one of those, as they say in the show, which came first, the chicken or the egg? There's just no way to know. Which came first, the past or the future? We don't know.
Hi, Otis.
Hi, baby.
Maybe we haven't even mentioned the power plant.
Yeah, so there is a big like subplot about the power plant, because the power plant is the reason that there was this like I guess nuclear radioactive shit around that could end up exploding and end up creating the, you know, hole in time. Yeah.
And they do see, I thought at least that they hinted at like that something happens to the nuclear power plant that in the third or second season, like, because they go to the future. Yes. And kind of hints that something has gone wrong.
Yes. So at the very end of the first season, Jonas has been captured by Noah. He is the next person who is supposed to be experimented on for the time machine. Adult Jonas sees him but does not free him, because he's like, this is how it has to be, because you have to become the person that turns into me, because I am the person who's gonna blow up this fucking time hole, make everything normal again, and fix everything. And so I'm sorry, but you have to become me, because I'm the shit. So whatever terrible stuff is gonna happen to you right now, it's just gonna have to happen to you, because I have stuff to do. And so then he goes and he's gonna blow up the hole, but he doesn't even realize he's creating the hole in the first place. Jonas. He lives 33 more years. He still doesn't figure it out. Like, isn't that sad when you grow up and you get older and you don't learn shit?
Yeah, it is.
That is sad. Should have just made out with his aunt when he had the chance.
Yeah, there's some real messed up things because Mikkel goes back in time, becomes the father of another kid, and their kids at the same time. There's just some fucked up stuff with like your actually related, but then they're
the girl Jonas has a crush on, he later finds out is actually his aunt.
Yeah.
He didn't know that at the time.
Yeah.
But then he's just like, oh, we can't hang out anymore. And she's
like,
why not? Like, let's make out.
And he's like,
I
have to go.
We're just like not a good fit. And she's like,
yeah.
You're gonna tell me that isn't a good fit? And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. Which I was literally thinking, wow, anytime like someone breaks up with me and I really don't get it, because I'm like, wow, I'm great. And if anything out of your league, I'm just gonna go, they're probably a time traveler and figured out that we're related. And so they're doing me a favor.
Solid.
And that's what you have to remember. If any time someone breaks up with you and it doesn't make sense because you're clearly the better one, trust them. They are a time traveler.
You are related.
You are related. It would be disgusting
you wouldn't
if you
want
kept
incest.
dating.
Yeah.
Okay? But they can't explain that to you and you'd feel really weird.
Yeah.
It's better to just this way and you will be able to get over it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
Okay, so at the very end, Jonas, adult Jonas, he blows it up, he creates the time hole, thinks he's closing it, he's actually creating it. And then kid Jonas goes from 1986, he's transported through time to the future.
Yes.
Which
should be
when is that? 20
22 plus 52.
Okay, 2052. Yeah. And 2052 looks fucked up.
Yeah, it's like apocalyptic.
Yeah, it looks bad.
Yeah.
Like some shit has gone down in Vinden. No one looks happy. It doesn't look like anything's growing. Everything's like burnt and like sad. Yeah. And yeah, at one point, so there is a character. He is actually like the narrator throughout the series, and he starts out as a watchmaker who wrote a book about the theory of time travel. But it turns out he's totally right. And he's the one who ends up creating the time machine. Although he only figures out how to make it because the future version of Jonas brings him a future version of the time machine that already works. Yeah. And so that's another time loop thing. Like he would never have been able to learn how to make it without the future coming to him and telling him how to do it.
Bringing him the exact same thing. Though.
Yes. Yeah. So fascinating time loops. Yes. Oh yeah. So at one point, the watchmaker slash time travel machine creator asks Jonas, what is the future like? And Jonas is basically like, well, I'm really hoping to change that. So we just know it's bad. And so in season 2, we're gonna see the future. We're gonna see 2052. And hopefully we'll find out why Mikkel slash Michael had to kill himself.
Yeah, I'd really like that explained.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll figure out what the fuck Noah is up to, why he's such an a-hole. Yeah. Hopefully someone will go back in time and rescue Mads, that he seemed like adorable.
Because also I feel like if you keep adding more and more times in, or you know, whatever, 2052, then all of a sudden there's 4 time periods. Like the loop then must be eternal and always be 33, but like endless, because it's not just those 3 time you know, points in time. There's endless amounts. And they also hinted that there's going to be a season 3. I thought
it does make sense that there would at least be 3 seasons, because it's all about 3s. Yes. And then we haven't even talked about this yet, but there's another character named Claudia, and we meet her as a little kid in 1953. We see her again as an adult in 1986, and she is the first woman to take charge of this power plant. She's like the president or whatever of the power plant. Yeah. And she ends up figuring out that time travel is real, basically. Yeah. And then she disappears off the face of the earth for the next 33 years. We just see her as an old ass lady in 2019. Everyone's like, I thought you were dead. Yeah. And she's like, well, I'm not.
I'm assuming she's been to the future.
She's been doing some shit because she looks terrible.
She does.
And yeah, she's been through some shit. But once again, the casting is so good because you see the little kid in her so much. Like they really look alike. She is definitely also trying to change history. She is trying to change the future. And the way Noah sees it as Claudia is evil and is trying to change the future for a bad reason. Yeah. But we're all pretty sure that Noah is actually the bad guy and Claudia probably not. But we barely know anything about Claudia. We do not know where she has been for those 33 years, and so hopefully we figured that out in season 2 as well.
Yeah, we just know that she's really smart and that she only figures out that time travel is possible is because her dog goes missing inside the cave, runs into the cave, and then runs out on the other end, and is then in 1986.
Yeah,
where she's older, and she's like, wait, this is
she's
my
like,
dog.
This is my dog I lost 33 years ago.
Yeah,
but he looks okay. So I'm gonna keep him. I've been looking for him. So also Ulrich is still stuck in 1953. He got arrested,
prison, yeah.
Not only for beating up Helge, but they think he's also the one responsible for killing the other children, because he's a fucking weirdo who is not really doing a lot to help his own case.
Not at all.
And yeah, does he get stuck in 1953? How does he get out? We don't know.
But they know that he's back in 1953 because he was put in prison. He was also photographed before going into prison, and so that photo is put in the newspapers in 1953, which then means that in 2019, if you look up old archives of that same newspaper, he's in it.
Yeah, which the police chief does do when she starts being like, shit, maybe time travel is real?
Yeah.
Like, Ulrich sounded pretty freaked out, and he was like, whoa, I think the kids were kidnapped in 1986, and so then she ends up sort of figuring it out, and then she figures out, oh boy, he's in 1953.
Yeah.
Don't know what to do about that.
Where it ends.
Yeah. So what happens to Ulrich? Is Katharina finally gonna divorce him because she's been cheating on her with Hannah? Is Hannah gonna shoot someone because she's insane? She's just so crazy. What is going on at the power plant?
They're hiding something.
Why does Alexander, this current CEO of the power plant, have a secret former life that he will do anything to cover up?
That was a weird
side
story.
Of questions here. Bartosz, we didn't even get to talk about, who's Jonas's friend, and is talking a lot to Noah. Is he, like, why does Noah care about Bartosz? What does he want from him? Because he doesn't need to convince people to do stuff. If he just wanted to experiment on him, he would just kidnap him.
Yeah.
So he.
Well, I'm guessing it might be the fact that he's related. To Claudia, right?
Yeah, or maybe Noah is also related to Claudia. Maybe he's related to Bartosz.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a future version of him. We don't know.
We don't know these things.
So these are all things we're going to find out in season 2, which premieres today.
Yes.
Yes, June 21st. We were literally wondering, maybe it's at midnight. Oh my god, midnight was 10 minutes ago.
We gotta go check it out.
We gotta hang up and see if we can go watch season 2. I'm so excited. I know this is a very different video than what I've done before, but it's a lot of fun. I love talking about TV shows that I like, especially foreign sci-fi shows, especially when I'm slightly tipsy / tanked. And so I hope you like that too. If you do, let me know. If there's something you want me to watch, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep making videos about Dark, and then probably some other weird shows that I like.
Yeah.
Le Revenant, that one's French. It's about people coming back from the dead. We've got 3%, that one's Brazilian. Like,
oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there's, El Ministerio del Tiempo, that one's Spanish. It's about time travel. I'm into this shit, you guys. So yes, as always, this is my best friend in the entire universe, Frida Celine. No matter what time it may be, what era, what
better.
Yeah.
Even 5-year-old Erika.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If we could go back in time, then I'm sure we would have been best friends then too. Yeah. Where can they find you?
I'm at Hey It's Frida, Hey with the J, everywhere.
Because she's Swedish.
Yep. And my YouTube channel, youtube.com/fancyfriday.
You can find me everywhere at Erika Heidewald. Please do like this video and subscribe to the channel. I love you so much. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Go watch Dark right now. It's on Netflix. Bye.
Bye.